It's about mission. Just about the game of football touchdowns. It's about a connection and development for the rest of your life. I want you to sustain a mindset from sports. Like I looked at football like I looked at stage. Like as much as I love the fact that I could be a part of something with a group of individuals and inflict violence and not get in trouble for it, I loved every bit of that. But what I loved more than anything was I was a part of something with a group of individuals, and what we were working for was greater than any one of us. And so my thought process was, man, if I'm going to give up on wind sprints, there's no way I could lead a family. I'm like, man, if I can't lead a huddle, like there's no way I could lead my son or my daughter one day. I'm like, man, if I can't show up on time, like there's no way I could lead a wife and 2 children. Like if I can't do what I say I'm going to do, like there's no way I could be a leader, a priest, and a protector and a provider. It's no way. And so what happens is you have people that look good, they look like Tarzan, but on the inside they're Jane. You got people that know sports through and through, and to the public, they're public success, but behind closed doors, they're private failure. They can't get the same energy and the same passion to every aspect of their lives. Like to the thing they're passionate about, they can do it like no other. But in every aspect of their lives, they can't take that energy, that passion, that level of dedication and commitment to everything that they do and understand that it's a representation of who they are. Like at the end of the day, the core of who they are, it's almost like when you look at Adidas, you know impossible is nothing. When you look at Nike, you think just do it. And so I always ask people, when I look at you, what do I think? Excuses. Like when I look at you, do I think victory? Do I look at you, do I think, man, that's a champion right there. That's a guy that I know I can rely on. And when things go south, he's still going to show up and give me everything he got. I told a guy 2 weeks ago, I said, brother, everybody know what to do when everything go right. I said, but the only question you haven't answered for me yet is, what are you going to do when you don't get what you thought you were going to get? What are you going to do when things go wrong? What are you going to do when you work for it and you put yourself in position to get the position, then they come to you and tell you don't have it and you feel played? Will you give up on the mission that you once had to impact lives? Like the reason I thank you is because I know we need you. The reason I thank teachers all the time is I know we need it. My wife wanted to be a teacher from the time I met her and we was in the 2nd grade. And everybody at the park like, man, I want to go to the NBA. I want to go to the NFL, Major League Baseball. She's like, I want to be a teacher. I'm like, teacher? She's like, yeah, I want to impact people's lives the way my 2nd grade math teacher impacted my life when I lost both of my parents and they got murdered on the same streets that we walked down to school. I'm like, man, it's deeper than that. I knew it was deeper than that when I met her in 8th grade math class, and our math teacher made us recite a proverb before school every morning. And one day we're walking in lunch and he tapped my shoulder and he said, man, you're going to marry that young lady one day. I said, you lost your mind. I need to get out of your class. I said, it was cool to teach me math. Now you're talking about my life. Like, you tripping. And he ended up walking my wife down the aisle at our wedding. And when he handed her off, he walked by me and winked. He said, I told you. But I'm sitting there thinking, how did he see it? And I started to backtrack, and I said, I know exactly how he saw it. I was on a corner in my neighborhood one night with my uncles, and 2 of them are doing 40 years and 20 years in prison, federal penitentiary. And I was just standing there. Like I wasn't doing no drugs, no drinking, none of that. I was a ball player. And a red Dodge Ram pickup truck pulled up. Window rolls down. My uncle taps my leg and says, Ink, who is that? I said, man, that looks like my 8th grade math teacher in basketball. They said, what does he want? I said, what's up, Uncle? How you doing, sir? He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm hanging out. He said, no, you didn't hear me. What are you doing out here? So I'm hanging out. He said, get in the truck. I'll take you home. Got in this truck, we rode down the block. I got out. He said to me, son, you're special. I said, all right, man, whatever. He said, son, I see something in you. I'm like, man, you see this house? I'm like, I hear you talking. I said, but you see this house? He said, it's a 2-bedroom home. It's 14 of us living there. I said, most mornings when I come to your class, that corner you just picked me up from, my uncle wear a 3X t-shirt. Most mornings when I step in your class, I got on the 3X t-shirt. I'm 135 pounds that he stood on the corner and sold drugs and all night. So I hear you. I said, most mornings when we go into the lunchroom, me and my 3 younger cousins, and when you come into the lunchroom, you see us on the wall and you see the cafeteria administrator say, Johnson boys, Inky, you're the oldest. Why do you let them do this? And I'll be quiet. And then the one morning you came into the cafeteria and the administrator had us on the wall. And he said, Johnson boys, Inky, you're the oldest. Why do you let them jump the line every morning? And I said to him, because we didn't eat last night. He said, I didn't know. I said, you didn't ask. I said, so I hear you. I hear you talking, but you haven't showed me nothing yet. Like you hear people talking all the time about what they do, why they do it, but they haven't showed anything yet. I say, you got to show me. I come from an environment where people can talk, or they'll talk until they're blue in the face, but you got to show me something. Like I'm sacrificing, show me your sacrifice.